Cool rendition of the theme. The mighty Game Boy sound chip. Developed by Sapphire, I've never fucking heard of. This is a 97 game. It looks like it's fucking ancient. Alright, here we go. This is the first Game Boy game I played on the Retron where like it would just look better with like the plain green look to it instead of the shit. Cause the Retron like picks a color scheme for every game. Whenever I play Metroid 2, it looks really cool. The colors it chose. 0069. China. Damn, they got chopsticks in there. Look at this shit. I'm glad I didn't pay a lot of money for this. It was weird. Early in the year, this game was like $80 or some shit, and then it went down to like 30. You have arrived in China. We can provide you with details of MI6 received a tip from an operative that a large arms ring is in operation. Is this the chick from Tomorrow Never Dies? Plans detailing the whereabouts of this ring are said to be kept in China. Commandeer them and return to London. You sound like you're from London. And 007, talking to people may prove helpful. Do so by standing next to them and pressing the A or B button. Yeah, okay, there's only 2 buttons, so I get it. Look forward to hearing from you, 007. Does he have his hand in his pocket? Oh, old Chinese lady. You know where I can find some Chinese people? Why don't you ask Chinese about Chinese? I really need to play Shenmue. Med kits replenish life. Oh no, wow. No shit. Whoa. What is that supposed to be? Like a ping pong table? It has like sickly green color. Fucking neon green and blue. Looks like ass. It's like the fucking Seattle Seahawks. Looks like shit. The bridge has been out. Yeah, so anyway, I watched on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I've heard, obviously, that like everyone says that George Lazenby is like the worst Bond, but that the movie is okay. I actually thought he was fine. Apparently, he didn't do any more Bond movies because his agent told him that Bond was like old news and that not to renew his contract or whatever the fuck. So that's the only reason he didn't do any more movies. But I thought he was alright. Apparently he was like a male model or something that Albert Broccoli like ran into one day. And he just casted him as Bond. I haven't had a nibble. Nibbler. But yeah, there's elements of it that's pretty good. The Bond girl's probably like one of the best ones. Diana Rigg. I didn't know she was in Game of Thrones. I just looked it up today. She's like the old lady with like, she wears that weird headpiece veil thing. I think she's the one. It's House Tyrell. I haven't watched Game of Thrones in a few years, but I think she's the one that like ends up getting Cersei out of power for a little bit, and then she has to do the walk of shame and shit. And I think she has the hot daughter that tries to like get with Joffrey. I think that's who she is. I don't know, but she ends up getting fucked up anyway. But yeah, she's pretty good in the movie. She's like one of the best Bond girls. I think she's better than Eva Green. Like it's a long ass fucking movie, another 2 hours and 20 minutes. But it helps because like she kind of goes away in the middle of the movie and then comes back to save Bond. And the movie has a similar ending to Casino Royale, where she dies at the very, very end of the movie, which is a weird ending. But I mean, it was more impactful to me than fucking the ending of Casino Royale. And like, people criticize, Lazenby's acting or whatever the fuck, and like, I don't know, I think his reaction at the end when she dies is like kind of like haunting. Like, it wouldn't make sense if 007's like fucking crying and being like a little emotional bitch like Daniel Craig would. But he has like he's like stunned, and he's like, looking at her, and she just got shot in the head. And some like weird passenger drives by on like a Vespa, and he's like, he doesn't even say anything, he just kind of looks into the car. And Bond looks at him and it's like, oh, she's just taking a rest or whatever. And he's like, we have all the time in the world. And then like the last shot is like the bullet hole through the car, which is pretty crazy. What a way to end the movie. And I guess I haven't seen all the Connery ones yet. The last Bond game I'm gonna play, there's only one more, is From Russia with Love game. And that's the only movie I've seen because I watched it after I played the game a long time ago. But they were already promoting Diamonds Are Forever at the end of this movie. So I guess that's the next one after that. Because the Lazenby Bond, it's technically like a continuation of Connery's story. But yeah, the movie starts off with like Bond like driving around like near the beach, and the chick is like, she like cuts him off or something. She's in like this red car that shows up throughout the movie, and you see close-ups of Bond like in shadow, he has like a hat on, and he's smoking cigarettes. Back in the day when they used to smoke cigarettes in movies. But it's weird because the flame on his lighter is always really short. It looks funny. But yeah, he fights these two dudes on the beach that are chasing her. I guess those dudes are like her dad's henchmen or whatever, because like she's like the Countessa or whatever the fuck, and her dad's always like trying to get her to come home. So what the fuck are you supposed to do here? They said the bridge was out. But yeah, Bond basically follows her to like this hotel, and he goes to the casino, and she just walks up and like plays a shitty hand, and Bond like covers the tab for her, and he ends up wanting to go to her room, and he goes to her room, and there's a black dude in there. He has to fight him. I was like, oh, what the fuck? But he's definitely like the father's henchman or whatever. And he actually does a lot of hand-to-hand fighting in the movie, and it looks pretty good. But anyway, like Bond's plan is basically to like the Countess's father wants Bond to marry her. So like he's like, she needs someone to dominate her and to make love to her, so she will love him. And he's basically trying to do it so that the Count will like give him information on how to find Blofeld. And then, you know, they have like the whole like romance sequence. And that's what I was saying about Casino Royale. Like, the whole romance sequence happens way at the end of the movie, and then she dies, and you're supposed to feel some emotion. At least in this movie, it happens early, and then he goes off on his adventure, and then she comes back in later, and then she dies. So, I mean, there's at least more to it, you know. There's more of a chance of like actually feeling anything. What the fuck? He doesn't really use any gadgets in the movie. There's like one part where he's like trying to steal some documents from this Swedish banker or whatever the fuck. And he has like a contact that like uses some kind of like construction equipment to like send up this big suitcase. And it's like a tool that like opens up safes. It like runs through numbers and shit. He connects it to the safe and it runs through numbers. And while he's waiting for it to run through the numbers, he's just sitting in the dude's chair, the banker's chair. And there's like Playboys. He reads a Playboy and he's like opening the spread and shit. But that's like pretty much the only gadget he uses. Oh yeah, before that, I like how when he goes to MI6, he's like, he does the flirting thing with Moneypenny, but it's like, he actually like kisses her and like grabs her ass and shit. And M is like, how he wants to like fire Bond or whatever, or like take him off of a mission or whatever, so Bond gets pissed and like he wants his resignation, to put in a resignation, and M just gives him like 2 weeks off or whatever. Dude, this game is trash. Have you met my husband? Everyone has the same house. Dude, what the fuck? But anyway, so yeah, Bond's plan, after he gets those the facts or those notes or whatever, it's like a giant copy machine that he got sent up by his little contact guy. Or it's like, yeah, it's a copy machine. What did he say? Could you please find my hammer? Fuck you. Oh. Oh, you look under the bed? Okay. A little jingle. yeah, his plan is to like pose as like a genealogy expert because I guess Blowfield is like trying to make a claim to like be a baron or some shit or whatever. So he's gonna pose as a genealogist, and he goes to like this like we'll take the fucking. Oh, you have to do this shit. Block button. I'll have it fixed in no time. Yeah, he goes to these genealogy archives or whatever the fuck, and the guy there shows him like the Bond family like coat of arms or whatever, and the Latin inscription on the bottom translates to "the world is not enough," which is pretty cool. Our master Zhong Mei is a beautiful woman. To the north. Be the north. Your good looks won't be able to charm Zhong Mei. You wanna bet? Bond's got the D. A large man with a deadly hat. Oh shit. Aja. Meditate in the shrine. Zhong Mei's guests pass by her. So yeah, he leaves the chick and he goes to the Baron is in like Switzerland or some shit, and he's in like I guess he's posing as like a humanitarian that cures allergies or whatever the fuck. So he's way up in like the Swiss Alps, and his building is like the Institute of like Allergy Research or whatever the fuck. And that's where pretty much like the majority of the movie takes place. And like I said, Bond poses as this genealogy expert with like a funny accent. He wears glasses to look like a bitch. And there's this like mean like Fräulein that's like showing him around and shit. It's like, you cannot leave your room. You will contaminate the other guests or whatever the fuck at night. So he's like locked in there during the day or whatever the fuck. But then that night he gets to go upstairs to the Alpine room and meet all the other patients. And it's like this harem of chicks. All these 60s looking chicks. And they're all, you find out later they look different because they're all from like different parts of the world. And I looked in the credits and they're all credited by like what country they're from pretty much. Except for the one or two that get a name. And there's a fucking Israeli one. I was like, oh no, Bond, no. The path to the east of my home. But yeah, so he's hanging out with the chicks, and later on he's like trying to get information, like, you know, oh, so what are your names or whatever. And the Fräulein's like, no, we do not use first names here. And later on they have like a meal together, and they're in like, you know, two different tables, him and then all the chicks, and they're all eating different shit. and it's like it's funny because like the Asian girl's eating like white rice and shit, and the black girl she eats a banana. I was like, what the fuck? That was funny, dude. But anyway, he's offering to like show the girls his like genealogy textbook or whatever, and the Fräulein's like, no, you cannot go into each other's rooms or whatever the fuck. And then the chick that he's sitting next to, she pulls out her lipstick, and he's wearing like a kilt, like a Scottish outfit or whatever the fuck. And in lipstick, she writes her room number on his thigh. And the Fräulein's like, are you quite alright, Mr. Bond? And he's like, oh yes, just have a sudden stiffness. And then the next day, like after he's fucked her and shit, they're on the outside of the building, and the Fräulein's like, so how is is your stiffness gone? And Bond's like, yeah, it's gone for the time being, or whatever the fuck. And then like he's like setting up times to like fuck all the other chicks. He's like, all right, meet me at 7, meet me at 8. But he's there to like do work to research the Baron's claim or whatever the fuck. And he tells one of the guards or whatever, oh, the work is piling up or something. But yeah, so Blofeld, aka the Baron, is played by Tully Savalas. I've never seen Kojak, but I'm aware of Tully Savalas. He's pretty good in the movie. He has a good voice or whatever the fuck. But yeah, his plot is basically to like hypnotize these girls and to give them like these viruses to spread in their home countries or whatever the fuck. So it's an interesting plot that's like kind of timely with like all the shit coming out about how COVID was manufactured and all that shit. Yeah, so it's pretty timely. Whoa. Bond, James Bond. Will have to go through me. Fuck you, bitch. Damn, I parried his shit. But yeah, like I said, while in between that stuff going on, he's like sneaking out of his room to go fuck the other chicks, and like he sleeps with one of them, and then the next day he's making plans to fuck the other ones, and then the next night when he goes back, he goes in her room and he's like, hey, it's me, Tilly, or whatever the fuck he calls himself. And he opens the covers and it's the fucking Fraulein. It's like a jump scare. He's like, oh, fancy meeting you here. Cause earlier like his contact that you see in the movie, he like wants to get up to the private area of the institute, but it's like off limits. And so then he fucking tries to climb the mountain to sneak up there, but it's like Bond didn't even call for help, so like why is this guy like blowing his cover? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know where they go. You don't know shit. Whoa. Unlock the secrets of the temple. Legends of the Hidden Temple. But yeah, anyway, Bond gets busted. But of course he escapes. He gets on skis and he escapes. And it's funny because Tully Savalas and all the henchmen follow him on skis. And you know they have like goggles and like helmets or whatever, but Tully Savalas' helmet is like a bald cap and he's already bald. It's a little funny. it's a it's a cool sequence where he's like getting chased uh, down a mountain skiing, and like there's some good shots of like a dude actually skiing and shit. But there's also like really shitty like rear projection shots, trying to make it look like, you know, the dudes are behind him. They never exit. There's a secret door. Nice. I knew that shit. I wonder what this will open. Where did I find... Oh, a key. Where's my gun, dude? I didn't get a gun. But yeah, so he basically like escapes back down to the village, and he's like trying to hide from the bad guys. And he ends up at like this ice festival. It's because it's like Christmas time. This is a Christmas movie. And yeah, he's being chased, and then he runs into the Countessa chick. She just happens to be there like skiing or whatever. And she helps him escape. And they take refuge in like a barn and shit. And they have like a nice little moment, flirtatious moment. At first he's like, oh, because he tells her he loves her and he wants to get married or whatever the fuck. But he's like, no sex before marriage. She's like, oh damn. And so they're laying on separate like levels of the barn, and then he uses like a little pitchfork thing to like lower her little cot thing, and then she like falls on top of him. What did it say? I'd better get the plans first. Oh yeah, I forgot at the beginning of the movie when he gets attacked by the black guy, and then he goes down to her room. And he's like, who is that guy up there? And he fucking slaps her. And she's like, I don't know. Get the plans, okay. It's locked. But yeah, then they get up super early in the morning because Tully Savalas and the bad guys have caught up to them. So they have another ski chase. But this one, there's a cool part where like there's like this gap where like this snow plower is like making a path through the snow. And Bond and the girl, they both jump over it, but some of the henchmen don't make it, and they fall in, and they get like crushed by the snow plow. And like their guts get like sprayed out, and Bond's like, oh, that guy had a lot of guts. There's a lot of bad ADR lines in this movie. What? Do I have another gadget? Oh. I thought you had to find like a combination or something. I got the plans. Zong Mei, welcome. It appears your visa is about to expire, Bond. Thanks for the notice. Thanks for the notice. I'll have to renew it when I'm done here. Oh shit. Oh, fuck. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Where does it put you? Oh, I had a med kit. Son of a bitch, dude. I still still have the plans. Oh, so you just have to walk back there? Okay. Well, it doesn't completely take away your progress. Damn, she was like spinning around and shit. Yeah, basically, Tully Savalas like fires a flare at the mountain, and it causes an avalanche. And there's some pretty good shots of like, it looks like they're right in front of the avalanche, about to get crushed by it. I'm curious how they did that, but basically she gets captured, so Bond is like has to go rescue her. And there's a cool shot where like Bond goes back to MI6 after that, and he's kind of looking out the mirror thinking about her, and I think they like projected onto the window that he's looking out of. It's like a shot from outside the building, and he's looking out the window like this, and they kind of project the last scene where she was getting taken away, and I thought that was pretty cool to like show him like what he was thinking. But yeah, of course M is worthless and won't authorize him to like go infiltrate the base or whatever the fuck. So he calls on the dad to like, oh fuck, this guy's still alive. He calls on the dad to like have his henchmen take him to the institute or whatever, and they fly there in helicopters, and like the Fräulein or the traffic control guys are like, you are not authorized to fly in this airspace. And the dad's like, we're on a diplomatic mission to save the Italian flood survivors. And they even have planes like flying next to them that like are threatening to shoot them down, but somehow he talks them out of it. Oh yeah. Can you use the medkit in the menu, or do you have to like equip it? Dude, what the fuck? Okay. Oh, I got her in a combo. Did I use 2 of them or what? I was just mashing. Why doesn't he have a gun? Get that ass. So yeah, then the Bond theme plays, and him and all the henchmen like bust into the institute and start shooting everybody. Oh. Guards, help. Oh shit. Snitches get stitches. Whoa. Disintegrator. What the fuck? But yeah, so basically they go in there to like set explosives and shit. And the dad rescues his daughter. And she's like, no, I won't leave without Bond or whatever the fuck. And he fucking like punches her Knocks her out to get her to go in the helicopter. I forget what he says, like, oh, sometimes you have to make them innocent or something like that. Well, they're shaking like fucking... like Fei Long when he wins. Dude, are they ever gonna put Fei Long in fucking Street Fighter? This new season of Street Fighter is so ass, dude. These new characters are shitty. They're generic as fuck and they're shitty. I don't really care about Tifa that much. I mean, like, what is she gonna do? Antifa. My friend is late. Dude, push me in there. Secret plan. Dude, what the fuck? Double kick. But anyway, so yeah, the Institute explodes and Bond, Tully Savalas and Bond like escape, and he's like chasing him down another fucking mountain. There's like a little shitty looking snow bridge that Tully Savalas tries to run across and he breaks it. But then at a certain point, he ends up finding a bobsled, and they have a bobsled chase, which is pretty weird. Jamaica, we got a bobsled team, and yeah, it's like really shitty with like bad, rear projection shots. And then Bond end up like gets on his bobsled, and they're like fighting on the bobsled somehow. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, eventually, like, Bond beats him up, and, like, Tully Savalas gets, like, caught on a tree, like, his fucking neck gets caught on a tree, and Bond makes, like, a stupid pun, like, oh, he got caught or hanging around, or I don't know what the fuck he said. He must be very skilled. I'm a skilled lover too. We too have seen military leaders pass this way. So yeah, anyway, Bond saves the day. And then the last part is at the wedding, and he's getting married to the Countess or whatever. And Like M is there and Q. It's the same Q from Bond, Desmond. I mean, from Bond, from Pierce Brosnan, Desmond Llewellyn or whatever. But he's barely in this movie. He has like one scene at the very beginning of the movie, and then this part where he's telling Bond. He tells Bond some shit about like being responsible or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Didn't I already have a life preserver? The boathouse is heavily guarded. So yeah, they get married, and then the father like has like an envelope with the dowry that he promised him. He promised him like $1 million or whatever the fuck. And Bond's like, oh, you know, I don't need that or whatever the fuck. Like, why would you not take it? You can't attack them until you block one of their hits. These plans appear to be a blueprint for a wood-hidden base. I thought it said wooden base. Although its location is not listed, I'd better get these to M as soon as possible. Well, it did it. And then yeah, as he's leaving to get into the Aston Martin to leave, and it's got like flowers decorated all over it. Moneypenny is crying because she wants to, you know, be with Bond or whatever the fuck. and Bond kind of looks at her like, oh, he's like feels sorry for her. So he takes his hat and just fucking throws her his hat, like, and she's all like happy about that. And then Q has a weird line where he's like, oh, Bond never had respect for government property or whatever the fuck. Yeah, was this her? Moneypenny. Oh, James, I was beginning to think you had forgotten where the office was. I'll never forget that ass. I was getting her karate lesson in China. Moneypenny, you'll have to show me your moves sometime. Oh. Bond, sorry, darling, they're classified. Damn. Next time you are in China, why don't you bring me back a piece of jewelry? Ah, so she can be bought. You need to speak with Q. Q branch. So yeah, and then the end of the movie, like I said, is they're kind of driving down this winding road that kind of overlooks the beach. And for some reason, her and Bond, like, for some reason Bond stops in the middle of the road because he's talking about how he didn't get her a wedding gift or some shit. So he gets out and he takes some of the flowers that are decorated on the car and he gives them to her as like a gift. 007, did you get the plans? Oh, I wouldn't be here if I didn't get the fucking plans. Oh, you have to equip them? Light vest. Is that the bulletproof armor? Use your shit. Good work, Bond. But they do not list the location. But they mention a man called Ayobel? What? Their contact in Middle East. Oh shit, he has to go to the Middle East. 008 has sent him. I thought it said Murder Stan. Kurdistan. But he hasn't been heard from for weeks. You must go now and locate 008. Do be careful. That's all 007. So anyway, yeah, he gives her the flowers. And then out of nowhere, the Fräulein and Tully Savalas are like, they fucking do a drive-by and like shoot his car. And Bond is like, oh shit, that's him, let's go. But then he looks at her and she's, fucking dead. And there's a shot that looks kind of funny out of context because he like kind of pulls her clothes and she like just falls on his lap. So if you didn't know that she just got shot, because I was watching like some Bond like ranking videos or whatever the fuck, and it looked like she was just about to like give him a blowjob or whatever, but she had just died or whatever. And then that's where the random dude drives by and looks in there, and then he's like, coping because she just died. And then the credits play over a still image of the bullet hole in the glass, which is pretty like grim. It's a pretty crazy ending. But like I said, the death, it felt more meaningful than Eva Green's in Casino Royale. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about the intro title sequence. There's no theme song. So it's just like the silhouettes of the chicks. And they're all like on their knees like this, like on one knee. And like you can clearly see like the pointy nipple outlines. But I guess it's a cool like instrumental track. I think Q wants to talk to you. I'm not Q. What a weird thing to say. Q, there you are. I thought it was the dude in the chair. Don't touch anything. Here's your sign. Whoa, I finally got a gun. Take this keychain. It electrifies the surrounding area and gives quite a jolt to anyone. Fucking keychain? Weird. Don't touch that. Can't touch this. No. Can I test it out? Oh man. You should be able to accidentally use it on one of the guys. Couch for weeks? What? Whoa. Well, hello, Mr. Bond. I have something for you. I hid it in the data bank behind me. Those are panties. A med kit, that's it. So I just leave now? Oh shit. Damn, you ran out of bullets. Oh, James. Murder stand. His outfit never changes. And an accent like yours disappeared. Is that a threat, homie? Oh shit. This guy's a fucking Muslim. The man to the west has been known to scheme with our newest prisoner. Oh, I didn't mean to shoot him. They don't even refill your bullets. Is this a bad guy? Oh! Oh. What is that? It doesn't even say what it is. Oh, more bullets. Scheme, he does not know what he's talking about. Scheme Gene. Don't tell them about me. Took his gold ring. There's flies everywhere. What a shithole country. Jeweled eggs can prove to be very valuable. Okay. What are those yaks? It won't open. What? What do you need, a machete or something? Can't go in there. Oh, a magic lamp. Caught this criminal. Damn, got busted. Busted and disgusted. So yeah, the only other Bond to talk about, well, I mean, other than Connery, is Roger Moore. But there's no games kind of attached to Roger Moore that I have. So I don't know what I'll do. Because there's only two other games I haven't played. The PS2 Quantum of Solace, which I was going to play, but it was too similar to the 360 one for me to, like, give a fuck to play it right now. I mean, I know it's in third person at least, but it literally starts off the same way, so I was like, oh, fuck that. So I might just watch, like, the Connery Bonds and play the From Russia with Love game. I'm ready to move on to some different shit. But it's been pretty cool playing all these Bond games. They're all, like, pretty decent games, too. Oh, I knew it. I think my neighbor took it. Machete don't text. Give me that shit. Oh, darker, darker. I find I live longer that way. Take this shit off so I can search for stuff. Can you attack with it? Oh. No, he's like Link. Brr, brr. What? Empty area? Get blasted. Looks far too dark to explore. What? First light? Alright, whatever. Fuck this game. Did it actually save? Alright, nice. Well, that was kind of cool. But yeah, I think George Lazenby gets a little too much hate. It would have been cool to see him have some more. Because to me, I don't know, Roger Moore just always looks too old, even like at the beginning. But I don't know, whenever I watch him, maybe I'll have a different opinion. But I think this guy would have been cool to have some more movies. Yeah.